my name is Mark and I'm going to talk to you today about exposure analysis in Astrid. One of the problems with occultations is trying to figure out how to take a picture of your star while not overexposing the star, but because when you saturate the star you have a loss of information, but at the same time getting as much signal as you can reasonably get. This is where exposure analysis comes in. So I've taken a picture here of a star field. This is actually quite a narrow star field, so it's quite a high focal length. It's about 700 millimeters. So what I do is I go to exposure analysis and it plate solves the image. And it's actually using Dave Herold's star catalogue to figure out what the magnitudes are of all these stars. So Dave's star catalogue that he uses in occult is basically a combination of Hipparchus, Gaia, and Tycho 2 stars. So I have two options here. It's done the plate solve, it's got the focal length here and the RA index. We've got two options here. We can either display analysis chart or overlay magnitudes. So I'm just going to overlay magnitudes. And you can see it's plotted a ring round where all the stars would be located and their magnitudes. So that gives us an idea of how we need to change the exposure. The other thing we can do is go back to exposure analysis. And this time we can click on display analysis chart. And it's analysed every single star in that image, and then it's done a best fit line to it. So the best fit line is the purple dotted line here, and the actual stars that have been measured are the green line here. And it's also calculated the mean background as well, and it's added on 2 sigma plus or minus 2 sigma to that value. So essentially this blue bar here, that represents the background plus minus 2 sigma, and as you can see every single star is just above that background, so just enough signal there to be able to record that star. And you can also estimate here, if we've got a 10th magnitude star, we should be all right. The orange line is about 1/3 of the saturation, so you're going to get things like scintillation happening, which is going to focus the star and up the saturation value. So 1/3 of the total saturation is a good upper limit to the amount that you're going to expose for. So for example here, I probably want to expose below about 9.6 mag on this one. If you have some brighter stars on there, so say for instance you take an image of a area of the 6 magnitude star, then obviously this range here will expand out, and then you can just adjust the gain and your frames per second to get the correct value on this exposure. If you want to save this chart, it's quite handy to save these charts as well, because you can plan them before you go out for an event. So if you click on save chart and then you go to the Astrid drive and you look at the EXP charts, you'll find on there's an exposure, that chart's been saved with the telescope settings, the focal length, the gain, the frames per second that we're using, and then we can use that as a reference for future use. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to thumbs up and subscribe.